Cigarettes and cheap cigars clouding up the air. I can barely see your figure sitting in that chair.
The ventilation fan is broken,
spinning way too slow, suffocating in this haze with nowhere else to go.
My lungs are coughing up the residue of our defeat,
trapped inside this parlor, sweating from the heat. The ashtray overflows with unfiltered debris, obscuring the reality of what we used to be. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise.
the wallpaper is peeling, stained a dirty brown, just like the reputation of this grimy little town. I strike a flint, but there is no oxygen to spare, just a heavy blanket of polluted, filthy air.
I try to find the exit sign, but the bulb is blown. Standing in the crowded lounge, yet I feel entirely alone. Every conversation is muffled by the thick exhaust, calculating the incredibly high emotional cost. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. My vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. But the latch is rusted shut, the glass is much too thick. Inhaling all these promises is making me so sick. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, cough it up, cannot breathe. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. The smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Air is clearing, lungs are aching, cigarette crushed, walk outside. Crystal chandeliers casting prisms upon my designer gown. wealthiest, most miserable woman in this opulent town. Mascara ruins the exquisite, imported foreign silk, crying over spilled champagne instead of crying over milk.
Straightening my custom tuxedo in the polished looking glass, pretending to belong entirely to the upper elite class. A silver limousine is waiting patiently in the driveway, ready to show for this pathetic, hollow masquerade away. We possess an absolute fortune, swimming in pure gold, but emotionally speaking, we are terribly bankrupt and old. The paparazzi flash their lenses, capturing a fake smile, hiding the overwhelming tragedy behind an elegant profile. Weeping velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure, suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Velvet tears staining the extremely expensive rug, addicted to the glamorous life like a destructive drug. The penthouse suite offers an immaculate panoramic view, but the marble pillars feel like a prison built for two. Caviar tastes like ashes upon my aristocratic tongue, the saddest aristocratic melody that anyone has ever sung. Diamonds wrap around my neck, an incredibly heavy chain, a glittering brilliant collar, amplifying my internal pain. I wander through the sprawling estate, a captive in my home, a solitary empress reigning within a gigantic lonely dome. We possess an absolute fortune, swimming in pure gold, but emotionally speaking, we are terribly bankrupt and old. The paparazzi flash their lenses, capturing a fake smile, hiding the overwhelming tragedy behind an elegant profile. Weeping velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure, suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Velvet tears staining the extremely expensive rug, addicted to the glamorous life like a destructive drug. The bank account overflows, the vault is tightly secure, but this prestigious melancholy remains entirely uncured. You cannot purchase a genuine laugh with a platinum card. Playing this incredibly wealthy role is extraordinarily hard. Drip softly, shine bright, look rich, feel poor. Weeping velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure, simply cannot cure. Suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure.
this life like a destructive drug. Wipe your eyes, fix your hair, smile for them, curtain falls. Watch the fireplace turning into gray tonight. The warmth we used to share has lost its golden light.
Sitting on this velvet chair,
staring at the dust, wondering how a passionate flame turned into rust.
I strike a match, but the timber is far too damp. Shadows creeping slowly around the reading lamp.
The winter breeze whispers through the window pane, washing away our history like an autumn rain. We blew the sparks, we tried to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second then gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn.
I put my six string down against the wooden wall, waiting for a miracle, waiting for you to call.
But the silence is louder than a thunder strike, riding down this lonely road on a broken bike.
I wrap this wool blanket tightly across my chest,
trying to find a momentary place of rest, but your scent still lingers on the pillowcase, a ghost I constantly try to chase. We blew the sparks, we try to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are leaving us shivering before the dawn.
Let it cool,
let the soot settle down.
No more heat.
Goodbye, my fading ember. The solar eclipse casts a terrifying gloom overhead, painting the afternoon sky a terrifying bruised red. I watch your silhouette standing by the bedroom door, a dark apparition that I cannot recognize anymore.
The luminance has vanished from your beautiful brown eyes, replaced by an abyss of complicated,
Twisted lies.
I carry a brass lantern, but the kerosene has run dry. Wandering blindly beneath this darkened
Twilight sky.
my chest cavity feels like a damp subterranean cave, trapped inside this emotional,
suffocating grave.
The sun retreated behind a massive blocking moon, turning our joyful morning into a dreadful afternoon.
The lack of illumination breeds terrible lurking ghosts. We are serving as unwilling, miserable, haunted hosts. The twilight creeps inward, consuming the vibrant day, chasing every single ounce of brilliant light away. Living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun. A total eclipse blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal poisonous miserable seed. Shadowed heart, beating slowly in the pitch black night, surrendering completely without putting up a fight.
The umber spreads quickly across the living room wall, waiting for the inevitable, terrifying curtain to fall. I reach out to grab your hand, but grasp only the air,
Stumbling around in this pitch black atmosphere. I try to strike a flint, but the sparks refuse to catch. We are completely incompatible, a terrible mismatch. The shadows grow taller, morphing into terrifying shapes, blocking out all the viable, accessible escapes. The lack of illumination breeds terrible lurking ghosts. We are serving as unwilling, miserable, haunted hosts. The twilight creeps inward, consuming the vibrant day, chasing every single ounce of brilliant light away. Living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun. A total eclipse blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal poisonous miserable seed. Shadowed heart, beating slowly in the pitch black night, surrendering completely without putting up a fight. requires a genuine, radiant beam. But we are living entirely inside a nocturnal dream. The darkness is absolute, a thick impenetrable cloak, choking out the fire until there is only smoke. Lights out, total dark, cannot see, blind love. Living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun. A terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun. A total eclipse, blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal poisonous miserable seed. Shadowed heart, beating slowly in the pitch black night, surrendering completely without putting up a fight. Welcome night, embrace the dark, no more dawn, shadows win. Sitting by the neon tavern sign, flickering outside, watching amber liquid pour as I swallow my pride. The bartender wipes the counter with a dirty rag, carrying this heavy sorrow in a leather bag.
Ice cubes melting slowly in the cylindrical glass, watching blurry strangers and midnight taxis pass. My tab is running high, but my spirit sinks so low. I drank the poison willingly, yet I cannot let you go. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets, burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets, stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. Empty bottles lined up like soldiers on the shelf. I am picking fights with the demons inside myself, stumbling through the alleyway, tripping on the curb, looking for a magic cure or some medicinal herb. The taxi driver asked me for an avenue or street, but I just stare blankly at the pedals on his feet. My destination vanished when you walked out the door. Now I am just a patron sleeping on the tavern floor. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets, burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that
should have never been sung. Into liquid fear. Pour it, swallow hard, feel the burn, dizzy mind. Oh, these are whiskey regrets, burning down my throat, burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A toxic melody that should have never been sung. The glass is empty, the bill is paid, staggering home, sobering up. Tracing the jagged lines, mapping out my pale skin, a permanent reminder of the battles I could not win. Every blemish tells a story of a deeply vicious fight, carved by a ruthless needle under fluorescent light.
The surgical thread pulled tight across my broken flesh, trying to weave the torn tissue
into a brand new mesh. But the blade cut deeply through the muscle and the vein,
leaving a textured roadmap
of excruciating pain. Our wounds are overlapping in a chaotic, messy knot, healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. The lacerations bind us in a horrifying, ugly way. A physical museum displaying our profound decay. We bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. Interlocked trauma etched forever like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget.
I wear long sleeves in summer to conceal the wretched shame,
bandages wrapping tightly around my fragile, battered frame. But the blood seeps through the cotton, staining it crimson red, exposing the brutal history
fingertips run blindly over the bumpy, uneven terrain, reading the raised braille of your emotional hurricane. No ointment or magical lotion can erase this brutal brand. We are permanently damaged, walking hand in hand. Our wounds are overlapping in a chaotic mess, and not healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. Preventing us from going to sleep in a lock trauma etched forever like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Fused together completely at the cellular, fleshy base, inseparable damage that no doctor can ever erase. We are a monstrous creation of surgical mistake, waiting for the final fragile suture to forcefully break. Slice it, bleed out, form a scab, never heal, never heal. So how we bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, again to sleep in a like trauma etched forever like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Stitches pulled, tissue tear, marked for life, permanent damage. Hollow halls returning, the sound of my regret. Every word I shouted is something I cannot forget. The mirror reflects a stranger with tear-stained eyes, trapped inside a labyrinth of our foolish lies.
Footsteps bouncing off the marble staircase,
searching for a single smile upon your face.
but the house is empty, totally devoid of grace.
Just the ringing vibration of an empty space, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic
grandfather clock ticks like a beating drum, waiting for a peaceful moment that will never come.
I threw my favorite whiskey glass against the door, listening to it shatter across the hardwood floor. The fragments tinkle like a discordant chime. We are out of rhythm, completely out of time. I hum a melody we wrote in our prime, but now it feels like committing a crime. Reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop. Are you there? Nobody just knows. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop. Quiet now, let the frequency fade. Stop the ringing, just silence. The tuning pegs are slipping, the pitch is always flat. I strum the wooden body where the vibrant rhythm set, but the resonance has vanished. The sound box is deceased. The musical connection has permanently ceased.
My calluses are peeling, my fingertips just bleed, planting barren melodies from a corrupted seed.
The bridge is slowly cracking under immense tension, losing every single ounce of my creative comprehension.
Plucking at the wires, but
They yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull
vibration vibrating through the bone.
The fretboard is deserted,
The neck is warped and bent. Every single ounce of inspiration has been spent, playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that on a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood.
The nylon fiber's frayed,
The steel begins to rust,
the instrument case gathers
a century of dust.
I sweep the
Plectrum downwards, hoping for a chord, but I only get the silence of a solitary ward.
The capo clamps down
Forcefully, but changes no key, restricting the expression of the artist inside me. The harmonics are muted, deadened by the grief, searching through the songbook for a moment of relief.
plucking at the wires,
But they yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull vibration
vibrating through the bone. The fretboard is deserted, the neck is warped and bent. Every single ounce of inspiration has been spent playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood. The symphony requires a master to conduct, but our orchestral arrangement decided to self-destruct. You cannot play a masterpiece on a broken violin. You cannot win a battle where you never should begin. Strum the wire, hear the snap, total silence, music stops. Playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood. Put it down, close the case, lock the latch, no more songs. Tracing the jagged lines, mapping out my pale skin, a permanent reminder of the battles I could not win. Every blemish tells a story of a deeply vicious fight, carved by a ruthless needle under fluorescent light.
The surgical thread pulled tight across my broken flesh,
trying to weave the torn tissue into a brand new mesh.
but the blade cut deeply
Through the muscle and the vein, leaving a textured roadmap of excruciating pain.
Our wounds are
Overlapping in a chaotic, messy knot, healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. The lacerations bind us in a horrifying, ugly way. a physical museum display. In our profound decay, we bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. Interlocked trauma etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget.
I wear long sleeves in summer to conceal the wretched shame,
Bandages wrapping tightly around my fragile, battered frame.
but the blood seeps through the cotton,
Staining it crimson red, exposing the brutal history I desperately want to shed. My fingertips run blindly over the bumpy, uneven terrain, reading the raised braille of your emotional hurricane. No ointment, no magical lotion can erase this brutal brand. We are permanently damaged, walking hand in hand. Our wounds are overlapping in a chaotic, messy knot, healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. The lacerations bind us in a horrifying, ugly way, a physical museum display. In our profound decay, we bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. Interlocked trauma etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Fused together completely at the cellular, fleshy base, inseparable damage that no doctor can ever erase. We are a monstrous creation of surgical mistake, waiting for the final fragile suture to forcefully break. Slice it, bleed out, form a scab, never heal. We bear these tangled scars, high, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. Interlocked trauma etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Stitches pulled, tissue tears, marked for life, permanent damage. Cigarettes and cheap cigars clouding up the air. I can barely see your figure sitting in that chair. The ventilation fan is broken, spinning way too slow, suffocating in this haze with nowhere else to go.
My lungs are coughing up the residue of our defeat, trapped inside this parlor, sweating from the heat. The ashtray overflows with unfiltered debris, obscuring the reality of what we used to be.
Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise.
The wallpaper is peeling, stained a dirty brown, just like the reputation of this grimy little town. I strike a flint, but there is no oxygen to spare, just a heavy blanket of polluted, filthy air.
I try to find the exit sign, but the bulb is blown, standing in the crowded lounge. Yet I feel entirely alone. Every conversation is muffled by the thick exhaust, calculating the incredibly high emotional cost. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Oh, trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise.
Crack the window open, let the hurricane rush in, blow away the evidence of our asphyxiating sin.
But the latch is rusted shut, the glass is much too thick. Inhaling all these promises is making me so sick. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, cough it up, cannot breathe. Ah, yeah. Trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we can hail the smoke, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. Smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Air is clearing, lungs are aching, cigarette crushed, walk outside. press my fingers against the cool ivory keys, begging the wooden soundboard for a gentle breeze. But the hammers refuse to strike the metallic wire, extinguishing the passionate musical raging fire. I stare blankly at the completely empty manuscript, wondering where the beautiful harmony suddenly slipped.
The tuning fork hums but finds no matching pitch. We are stuck permanently in this unmusical ditch. I adjust the microphone, but there is no vocal to record, just a devastating absence of a single meaningful word. My vocal cords are paralyzed by the unspoken grief, praying for a sonic wave to bring a moment of relief. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, the deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. The orchestra packed up their instruments and walked away, knowing there was absolutely nothing left for us to play. The conductor dropped his baton onto the dusty floor, closing the heavy curtain, locking the auditorium door.
I hum a phantom tune that nobody else can hear, a pathetic lullaby to conquer my overwhelming fear. The metronome ticks, but the time has ceased to exist, wandering aimlessly through a thick, unmusical mist.
The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. Terrifying mute, a ruined piano and a broken, splintered wooden flute. Hush now, listen closely, hear nothing, total void. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget.
fade away. Drop the mic, close the lid, end the song. Press my fingers against the cool ivory keys, begging the wooden soundboard for a gentle breeze. But the hammers refuse to strike the metallic wire, extinguishing the passionate musical raging fire. I stare blankly at the completely empty manuscript, wondering where the beautiful harmony suddenly slipped. The tuning fork hums but finds no matching pitch. We are stuck permanently in this unmusical ditch. I adjust the microphone, but there is no vocal to record, just the devastating absence of a single meaningful word. My vocal cords are paralyzed by the unspoken grief, praying for a sonic wave to bring a moment of relief. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget.
The orchestra packed up their instruments and walked away, knowing there was absolutely nothing left for us to play. The conductor dropped his baton onto the dusty floor, closing the heavy curtain, locking the auditorium door.
I hum a phantom tune that nobody else can hear, a pathetic lullaby to conquer my overwhelming fear. The metronome ticks, but the time has ceased to exist, wandering aimlessly through a thick unmusical mist. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. We tried to harmonize, but our voices constantly clashed, until the entire musical foundation forcefully crashed. Now we communicate through absolute terrifying mute, a ruined piano and a broken splintered wooden flute. Hush now, listen closely, hear nothing, total void. stay terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair. Just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret. The quietest tragedy that we will never forget. Fade away, drop the mic, close the lid, end the song. Fade away. I watch the fireplace turning into gray tonight. The warmth we used to share has lost its golden light.
Sitting on this velvet chair,
Staring at the dust, wondering how a passionate flame turned into rust.
I strike a match, but the timber is far too damp. Shadows creeping slowly round the reading lamp.
The winter breeze whispers through the window pane, washing away our history like an autumn rain. We blew the sparks, we tried to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn.
I put my sixth string down against the wooden wall, waiting for a miracle, waiting for you to call. But the silence is louder than a thunder strike, riding down this lonely road on a broken bike.
I wrap this wool blanket tightly across my chest, trying to find a momentary place of rest. But your scent still lingers on the pillowcase, a ghost I constantly try to chase. We blew the sparks, we tried to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, rising up, fading out, nothing left. Oh, fading embers dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn. Let it cool, let the soot settle down. No more heat, goodbye, my fading ember. I left the vintage bicycle outside during the pouring rain. Now the pedals refuse to turn on the stiff and jammed chain. The beautiful chrome handlebars are covered in an orange crust, transforming our shiny vehicle into a pile of useless dust.
The iron gateway screeches loudly when I push it open wide, exposing the junkyard of broken promises sitting right inside. Flakes of brown oxidation fall onto the muddy gravel path, the chemical reaction resulting from my terrible stubborn wrath. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel. Neglect is a corrosive acid,
chewing through the solid plate.
realizing the
Structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rusting love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love, an oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect.
I turn the ignition key, but the motor simply will not start. A metaphor for the terrible condition of my hardened heart. The hood is welded shut by years of absolute disregard, parked permanently inside this overgrown, miserable yard. The padlock on the cellar door lacks a matching functional key, sealing away the treasure chest of what we used to be. I scrape the surface with a wire brush, trying to find a shine, but the decay goes much deeper than the visible outer line. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel. Neglect is a corrosive acid,
chewing through the solid plate, realizing the structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rusting love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love, an oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated dilapidated structure we completely fail to protect.
But the devastating process of weathering has officially won. No amount of polish can reverse this brutal chemical toll. We are just metallic scraps, lacking a functional beating soul. Metal grind, gears lock, flakes fall. Incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges. We forgot to apply the grease. Watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love and oxidized monument of sheer neglect. A dilapidated structure we completely fail to protect. Scrape it off. Sit out. Scrapyard calls. Nothing left. Nothing left. Staring at the digital map glowing bright upon my screen, calculating the mass of geography sitting right between different time zones, making our communication completely out of sync, pushing my sanity rapidly toward the treacherous brink. Driving past the state line, reading the faded welcome board, living entirely out of a suitcase in an old beaten up Ford. The AM radio crackles with a terrible buzzing static hiss, trying to ignore the comforting hometown that I intensely miss. The cell tower signal drops as I drive through the mountain pass, looking at the blurry horizon through a bug-splattered glass. Thousands of miles separated now, weary traveling souls taking unexplainable tolls on our ultimate romantic goals, singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if the separation is an act of cruel fate, a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart, an agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains, riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains, eating greasy pancakes in a lonely roadside diner booth, pouring terrible black coffee coffee while searching for the truth. The waitress calls me honey, but it does not sound the same. Nobody in this entire time zone even knows my middle name.
Postage stamps and handwritten letters piled upon the desk, trying to keep our connection from turning grotesque. I trace your familiar handwriting with my index finger, allowing the romantic sentiment to temporarily linger.
The cell tower signal drops
as I drive through the mountain pass,
looking at the blurry horizon
through a bug-splattered glass.
Thousands of miles separated, now weary traveling souls, taking unexplainable tolls on our ultimate romantic goals, singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if this separation is an act of cruel fate, a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart, an agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains, riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains. Satellites floating in orbit, beaming down a delayed text, constantly wondering exactly what is gonna happen next. We are just two tiny dots on a massive spinning globe, waiting patiently for a miracle, maintaining endless hope. Keep driving, keep flying, far away, never close. Oh, singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if the separation is an act of cruel fate, a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart, an agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains, riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains.